our interview session. So I'm really excited to meet you guys, even we meet in virtual. So hopefully one of you or some of you here also invited as our fully funded candidates. So yeah, before we will have the session for fully funded. So let's welcome our speakers for today's webinar series. Not webinar series, sorry. This is pre-orientation for. So let's welcome our speakers for. Okay, this is the pre-orientation for Istanbul Youth Summit participants. So right, today we have two amazing speakers. They are Rafie, Altamis, and also Nooshin. So yeah, but before that, I would like to introduce myself to you guys here. I'm Yuni. I'm the committee of Istanbul Youth Summit and also part of Youth Break the Boundaries. And yeah, let's say hi to our speakers. Hi, Rafie, and hi, Nooshin. Hi, how are you guys?
Hi everyone.
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Right. So I will introduce our amazing speakers to you guys here. Both of them are the alumni of Istanbul Youth Summit, and Nooshin is the best speaker for Istanbul Youth Summit, and also Rafie Altamis. He is one of the best. He is our best alumni as well in Istanbul Youth Summit, because he is the best presenter. Wow. So you guys hear the next candidates or the next participant for Istanbul Youth Summit. Now you meet the two of our best alumni. Right. So the first, I would like to introduce about our speakers more, and please Farhan to share the screen. Right. Okay. So as we know here, Rafie Altamis is our alumni of Istanbul Youth Summit, and he is the best presenter, and he is also Indonesian athlete. So wow, lucky us, we have him now, and we will have a lot of insights from him. And yeah, he's Indonesian, and for his experience, it must be really awesome because he is an Asian BAZ Indonesia 2023 from South Jakarta, and his experience also obviously in Istanbul Youth Summit 2023 this year, and he is Brawijaya Basketball Association. It's in Malang. Wow, he's amazing. And now we have Nooshin as well. She is an amazing girl. She is an amazing woman because she is the best leader for Istanbul Youth Summit this year, and she is the student of Payami Nur University. And yeah, her academic background is awesome because she joined conference and seminars not only in Iran, but she joined internationally. Right. So yeah, let's start our pre-orientation today, because I'm not gonna wait for long, because we will discuss all about the benefits of technology, that take the benefits of the SDGs and related to SDGs, that it might be really beneficial and also insightful for all of you guys here, because this is one of our theme as well in Istanbul Youth Summit 2024. So the first speakers will be Rafie, and guys, you have to pay attention for his materials, because I'm pretty sure it's super insightful for all of us here. Thank you. Now, Rafie, time is yours.
May I which one who's gonna share screen the presentation, the host or?
Yeah, we will help to share the materials on the screen.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Right. So Farhan, could you please to share his materials, his presentation? Right. So it's visible now. And yeah, Rafie, time is here.
Okay, thank you, Yuni, for giving me the opportunity. Hello, guys, all of the fully funded participants. It's been a pleasure to be part of this webinar or pre-orientation session for Istanbul Youth Summit 2024. Let me introduce myself. Maybe you guys don't know who is Rafie Altamis, okay? So yeah, I am Mohammad Rafie Altamis. I was Istanbul Youth Summit 2023 alumni. And yeah, it was really grateful to be part of the the alumni connection with the Istanbul Youth Summit. So today I'm gonna present my presentation regarding the topic of leveraging technology for sustainable development goals in social initiative. Okay, maybe we can move on to the next slide. Okay. So you guys, maybe you guys have been wondering what is Istanbul Youth Summit or IYS. So let me tell my experience. Why did I join the event, and also what is Istanbul Youth Summit itself? Okay. And yeah, the Istanbul Summit is a notable global event, stand as a conference point for dynamic young minds from every part of the world. It's not just about, a gathering, but it's a vibrant diversity of diverse cultures, ideas, and ambitions, all taking place in Istanbul, which is a great, great city. So, this summit is very unique because the delegates have the space to, to come together and to exchange the ideas and collaboratively also find a solution to pressing the global challenges. Well, all the delegates were very excited to share their presentation, to share their ideas and their visions. And my decision to join the summit was influenced by several factors. Firstly, it offered an expressional platform to express and disseminate my vision of in changing life quality for people. For example, I was presenting my social project, which is disabilities in terms of disabilities in Indonesia. So I think my participation in Istanbul Summit was more than just attending. It was about being a part of a transformative global endeavor. So, and also it provided me a remarkable opportunity to amplify my voice on international stage and to observe valuable insight from peers around the world, and also each bringing their own unique experience and perspective. Maybe we can next to the slide. So the second slide is impact of Istanbul Youth Summit. So I'm gonna share my personal story how attending Istanbul Youth Summit shaped my perspective and identity, and also how the transformational experience and learnings gained. And yeah, reflecting on the Istanbul Youth Summit, it's very clear that I was a pivotal point in my journey, not just as a moment in time, but also as a transformative experience. The summit introduced me to a community of potential changemakers, each with their own inspiring stories and ambition goals, and also presenting my social project in front of international audience and including the judges and the delegates from around the world. So that was a turning point that I've had in my life, and yeah, reshaped my approach to advocacy and leadership, and the interaction, feedback, and potential collaboration I encountered at the Istanbul Youth Summit have had a proven and lasting impact on my personal and professional development. Today, I attribute my ancient confidence, driven by my communication skill, and a deeper understanding of global issues to the experience and learning from the Istanbul Youth Summit. We can next to the slide. We can move to the next slide. Yeah, so my participation is Istanbul Summit. I'm gonna share my experience of my participation, and also I'll I'll be explaining my challenges, and my successes celebrated, and the overall journey in Istanbul Youth Summit. Yeah, recounting my experience at the Istanbul Youth Summit, it's like revisiting a journey filled with intense emotion and pivotal moments. Because the summit is, lead up to my presentation was filled with anticipation, and it brought a sense of fulfillment from engaging in meaningful dialogues. My primary mission at the presentation was to advocate for accessible education for individuals with less noticeable disabilities in Indonesia. With each slide I presented, I felt an increasing connection with my audience, sensing their engagement and empathy with the cause. However, my involvement went beyond presenting. It was a period of intense learning and observation. The passion, creativity, and dedication displayed by my fellow delegates were nothing short of inspiring. So, yeah, the session on leadership, entrepreneurship, and social impact broadened my perspective and equipped me with an actionable insight that continue to influence my work. Yeah, so yeah, we can move to the next slide. Yeah, as you can see, this is from the United States. This is one of the judges who's gonna judge you while you're presenting your social projects. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about social project for Istanbul Summit. The social project I created for the summit, the objectives, methodology, and the outcomes of the project. So yeah, for the Istanbul Summit, I developed a social project deeply rooted in my passion and educational accessibility for individuals with less apparent disabilities in Indonesia. The project was envisioned as a comprehensive platform when these individuals could find support, connect with mentors, and also access educational resources and forge their path to academic success. So I created this project. The aim was to create an ecosystem that extended beyond digital interactions, involving active collaboration with the educational institution to spread awareness and provide tools for inclusivity. Because we provide the platform for people who has less disability, I think we have to make a chance to that people who has the same equal as the other people, in terms of this project, which is the tools for them. Like, this initiative was designed not just bridge the educational gap, but also to pave the way for equitable future in education. Okay, we can move on the next slide. So yeah, Istanbul Youth Summit 2024 and technology. How does the Istanbul Youth Summit 2024 promote innovative projects supporting SDGs in the technology and educational sectors? Expected outcomes and goals for the summit. Okay, yeah, looking ahead to the Istanbul Summit 2024, it stands as a pivotal event that could significantly promote innovative projects, especially in the realms of technology and education, which are crucial for the achievement of sustainable development goals. The summit, I think, could act as a catalyst for change by organizing focused tracks on these areas, thereby inspiring young innovators to develop technological solutions for educational challenges. Hosting workshops led by global experts in technology and education, facilitating and networking opportunities across border, collaborating and showcasing successful projects could amplify this summit's role in driving progress toward to the SDGs. This event, I think, Istanbul Summit 2024 could be a beacon for young minds to converge ideas and create impactful solutions that aligns with the global educational and technology. Yeah, I'm gonna explain about tech, technology, innovation, education, how their significance in achieving sustainable development solutions, and also real world application as examples. I'm gonna explain it. And yeah, as we explore to the 21st century, innovative projects are emerging globally, like blending technology with education, For example, AI-driven personalized learning platform are revolutionizing the education landscape by adapting learning materials to individual student needs. Additionally, virtual reality technologies are transforming classroom into immersive learning environments, transcending traditional geographical and temporal boundaries. Moreover, the development of assistive technology is democratizing education for individuals with disabilities. This cutting-edge initiative offers valuable insight and can serve as inspiration for projects at the Istanbul Youth Summit, providing a blueprint for addressing educational challenges through technological innovations. Okay, we can move to the next slide. Yeah, okay. Monitoring and evaluation track-driven SDG solution. I'll be discussing tools and methodologies effective for monitoring and evaluation, and I'll be explaining the importance of continuous assessment and feedback for technology-driven solution. Yeah, because in the realm of tech-driven solution for sustainable development goals, I think a variety of tools and methodologies are available for effective monitoring and evaluation. Like advanced data analytics platform can offer deep insight by processing large data sets and aiding in informed decision making for project leaders. Establishing regular feedback mechanism, both automated and manual, can provide real-time insight into ground-level impact of this initiative. Employing methodologies that compass predict reviews, stakeholders' involvement, and a mixed qualitative and quantitative metrics can offer comprehensive understanding of the impact, as well as identify areas of improvement. So we can move to the next slide. Technology for climate change. How technology can contribute to climate change mitigation and adaptation effort. And I'll be giving the examples of existing tech solution for environment and sustainability. And yeah, technology is increasingly recognized as a crucial player in the fight against climate change. Like innovation range from satellite monitoring system that track deforestation to the AI algorithm that predict weather patterns with a remarkable accuracy. Technological advancement in sustainable energy sources like solar panels and wind turbines are reshaping how we consume energy. Additionally, blockchain technology is enhancing transparency in carbon trading, and biotechnologies are leading to the development of eco-friendly products. So yeah, in a sense, technology is not only aiding in mitigating the effects of climate change, but is also equipping with tools to adapt to our changing environment. Okay, we can move to the next slide. Personal connection to the SDG is, okay, how I apply SDGs in my daily life after gaining exercise in Istanbul Youth Summit, and the significance of SDGs in shaping my personal and professional decisions. Okay, it's very interesting. Fundamentally altered my perspective and approach to the sustainable development goals. The insight and interaction during the summit have deeply integrated the principle of SDGs into my everyday life. I actively strive to live in a manner that reflects these goals, whether through promoting inclusivity through my social project for making sustainable choices in personal life. The SDGs have become a guiding framework for my decision, both big and small, and serve as a constant reminder of our interconnected global community. Through variations, collaboration, community engagement, and personal initiative, I endeavor to embody the spirit of the SDGs in the aspect of my life. Yeah, we can move to the next question. Okay, I think this one is the last slide. Yeah, so yeah. Conclusion, reflection on the journey from participation in Istanbul Youth Summit to now, encouraging the audience to be involved in tech solution for SDGs. Yeah, as I stand here today, I reflect on transformative journey that began with my participation in Istanbul Youth Summit 2023. This experience was not merely about attending a global event, but it was a pivotal chapter in my personal and professional growth. It honed my leadership skills, expanded my worldwide, and deepened my commitment to social causes, especially in the realm of technology and education. The insight gained, the connection made at the summit have been instrumental in shaping my approach toward impactful and sustainable solutions. The journey since Istanbul Summit 2023 has reinforced my belief in the power of technology as a tool for positive change, particularly in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Technology, with its far-reaching impact, has the potential to address some of the most pressing challenges of our time. From improving education and healthcare to combating climate change and promoting sustainable practice, the possibilities are limitless. I encourage all of you guys to explore how technology can be leveraged in your field of interest to contribute to the SDGs, whether it's through developing innovation solutions, participating in community projects, or simply staying informed and aware every effort counts. Yeah, so I invite you all to be part of Istanbul Summit by engaging with tech-based solution, collaborate on projects that drive social change, and become advocates for sustainable development in your communities. I think Istanbul Youth Summit is the path to achieving the SDGs by collaborating with the effort, and I believe your contribution, I believe Istanbul Youth Summit alumni, delegates, all of them will make a contribution that make a significant difference. Yeah, so yeah, we can move to the next slide. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. So if you guys wanted to ask, you can ask. I will open the Q&A session, so it's feel free to ask. And yeah, thank you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Rafie. So what an insightful materials, because now we know on your perspective that by having technology that will also lead us to contribute more to the world, because yeah, we know we're already in a super modern era now, and yeah, we have a lot of chance to contribute by our own way, and also one of them is by maximizing by using the technology. Thank you very much, Ravi. So the Q&A session will be after Nooshin's session. So yeah, you guys, if you have questions, so just keep it with you. And now let's have the session from Nooshin. Hello, Nooshin. Are you ready?
Yes,
Right.
sure.
So
Let's start.
okay, guys, please pay attention, and also let's let's just be focused, because it's also the other perspective of how we can maximize using technology for contributing to SDGs on Nooshin's perspective. Time is yours, Nooshin.
Yeah, thank you. Hello guys. I hope this session gonna be quite helpful for you guys. Today we're going to discuss the concepts of the SDGs that I wished I knew before, for example, participating in Istanbul Youth Summit or before starting any social project. So let's start with the first slide, please. Okay, for the introduction, we all know that the Sustainability Development Goals of the United Nations are comprised from 17 agendas with 169 targets and 232 indicators that are applied to all the countries and planned to be implemented by 2030. And it all started from 2015. And despite qualitative and quantitative assessments, studies shows that there are large gaps for further stages for implementing these SDGs. So if we want to mention some of the general data-driven technologies which have been implemented in SDGs, they include making information more reliable, supporting better informed decision-making, implementing database policies, prioritizing actions, and also optimizing the allocation of resources. But despite of these positive facts, there are data gaps, data biases, high energy consumption of computational resources, ethical concerns, privacy, ownership, and security issues. Next one, please. So in this picture, you can see that although there are like positive effects, just as we all expect from it, there are also like some bad effects of the AI and data-driven technologies in SDGs, which concern more with the SDG 1, SDG 4, 6, and 10. So you might, so for example, working on the data gaps these kind of SDGs have that are concerned with the environment, economics, and the society would probably be a strong point in your social projects. So you can, for example, use these data gaps in your initiatives. Next one, please. So we are going to see SDGs one by one, and for example, see together some of the solutions that tech actually offers for these SDGs, to be inspired to allocate them and actually implement them in our social projects. And I hope that would be inspirational for you guys as well. And feel free to take pictures, because I may be not there might be not enough time for me to speak about all of them. So the first one for no poverty is that we can use data-driven technologies to imply them for the individuals, households, and regions to define some policies and also monitor and forecast some of the impacts these policies and schemes have, and make some of predictions for the economic aspects of our society. So, for example, a problem can be that in sub-Saharan countries, there are we cannot actually regularly conduct surveys and access to data so much. So how can we actually measure such thing as no poverty in sub-Saharan countries? One example is that cell phone usage and log data from a telecommunication operator in Rwanda, and nighttime lights actually. So data from these two factors are gathered and being implemented to see that how much poverty is actually distributed in Rwanda. And you can see, although that we cannot conduct surveys and do not have access to the data, but using some other factors from the society, we can draw some inferences regarding to no poverty. Next slide, please. Second one would be zero hunger. And for the zero hunger, data-driven models can help us for the crop identification, selection, growth monitoring, maximizing, optimization, and soil quality as well. Also, we can use this for the livestock farming as well, like monitoring animal health and well-being, for their diseases and all of this. And you can use data that are available for the soil, weather, geographical information from satellites and all of that in your social project, if that's like about the zero hunger. And if I want to talk about some of the benefits, that would be like minimizing costs, improving farmers' profit, enable supply chain, robust supply chain, and transparency, also many other benefits as well. And one of the gaps we have nowadays is that we do not have comprehensive data on the amount of the food wasted. So for the zero hunger, it is really important, and you can, for example, work on this if you are if you're SDG in focus in the zero hunger. You can, for example, integrate some ideas about how to calculate the amount of the food waste. Next slide, please. So let's see an initiative example about that. An initiative example is that there's a dashboard and visualization tool, for example, to help prioritize actions, how to improve diet quality, and also make decisions. And this tool gonna get help from the consumer behavior and diet, some individual factors about the economic life of the people, external factors, and all of that. So one thing that I want you guys to know is that to empower your project with as much as data and analytics possible in the SDG of your focus. Some of the concerns within that area is data quality, privacy and ownership, data integration, and the interpretability and accessibility, because all of these technologies not all available in the remote regions like the developing countries and such areas as well. Some solutions is that it is recommended for the organizations to adopt policies and make investment to conduct research on the availability and access and the use of the technology in this SDG. Next one, please. Can you hear my voice? I asked for the next slide. Thank you. So the good health and well-being, some of the use cases could be like resource mobilization, enable early prediction of the disease and the risk we have regarding our health, monitoring, online diagnosis, medical consultation, and other things like that. For example, with the HIV prevention, via actually digital platforms, we can raise awareness with our family. We can monitor our health regarding the HIV and things like that. We can increase the accessibility of the testing services, for example, blood test services and things like that. And the list goes on and goes on, like medical imaging, which is a quite popular field that the technology is focusing on nowadays, especially with the AI and ML nowadays. Medical imaging is an emerging field. So I really recommend that if you're working on the health, go take a look at this field as well. And one challenge that we have is, of course, the access of the technology in the remote regions and the developing countries. And a solution can be the investment in the health coverage for establishing an IT powerful centers and services available in those regions. Next one, please. So one example is that through mobile healthcare, which are called mHealth, they are actually implemented to monitor maternal health data and predict pregnancy risk. So it really helps women to monitor the duration of their pregnancy, to prevent the diseases that can happen to them and all that stuff. An example of that, it appears application which have implemented it. And also there are many other platforms that are diagnostic tool for early prediction of some kind of diabetes and some kind of epidemics like AIDS and other stuff. Some concerns again are the for example, that patient and physician relationship gonna be limited, and that's a concern, of course. And of course, the other one would be data security and privacy. So the solution is that we need to provide and secure use of the data for the patient to feel safe about using their data, and the ethical usage of it for fostering in the technology-derived tools and the other platforms. Next one, please. Another initiative example is that traffic accidents are something that really are a big threat toward our health and cause so much injuries each year. So if you gather some data about the ML models for traffic accidents, like smart transportation, collisions, or pedestrian movement predictions, that would be really helpful to foster it in the automobiles or cars or other things to and everywhere that can decrease the injury rates for the traffic accidents. Next one, please. For the quality education, of course, many children around the world are deprived from the quality education, especially girls, which is quite a very, very big concern. But with digital learning, which we call D-learning, and is composed of electronic learning, e-learning, and mobile learning, M-learning, we can provide access for them to the resources and materials. And one important advantage of that is that student-centered environments would be available to them, and which is something that you can never implement in real life classes, which is the teacher is the center. DICComp.org is one of these platforms. And also, experts have analyzed students' learning behavior with ML models using their ebook learning log data. And this is actually a quite useful source of data to be implemented in this sector. Next one, please. Some of the benefits is that, for example, with AR, XR, and VR, and other interactive visualization tool, you can have a quiet quality experience of learning the concepts and develop positive attitudes toward collaborative learning or productivity, critical thinking, and all of that. And it will also democratize education, increase equality, and reduce learning costs. Decrease the emissions from travel and commuting, also enable continuous learning and all that. One challenge is that we need to prepare the teachers to use it effectively, and also provide broad access to these platforms as well. And one example is the chatbots and AI, derived teachers and classrooms and smart classrooms, which are being used all around the world. And a gap is that still psychological, emotional, and social skills of the students in different groups has not been studied. So if you are working on education, you can work on this research gap to empower your project. Next one, please. Clean water and sanitation, of course, is one of the most important factors in the environmental sciences, and all of the climate change, agriculture, and everything have an direct impact on this matter for water and sanitation. And according to the United Nations, billions of people are in lack of water, even in the places where water is quite abundant, like Brazilian Amazon region. It is still a real concern. Some of the initiatives include a geographic information system that help you assess water security in different dimensions and spatial multi-criteria frameworks. Also, you can use some programs for real-time control of the, data to determine schedules that, for example, when would the next climate disaster would happen, for example, a drought or something like that. And for example, rainfall and evaporation data, because it is really important for the clean water and sanitation. Next slide, please. As we mentioned, some of these initiatives, for example, they can use satellite data, they can use remote sensing technology like IoT and ML to improve the monitoring of water and sanitation, or for example, some testing systems to detect the water quality, and also smart water management systems to help address the crisis and the need for the water to provide for the population. For example, some problems is that the water underground is towards so much arsenic, fluoride, and some other contaminations, and it is like very bad for that, and the acidization process is not quite healthy and have long-term health issues. Another problem is that, for example, utilization can have a very bad negative effect on the water we have underground. So you can focus in these two problems and integrate them into your social project if you are working on the water and climate action. Next one, please. For affordable and clean energy, there are expected to be using satellite imagery, and using these satellite images, like for example, the money transfer, mobile telecommunications, and all of the methods all together, you can understand that how many people have access to the energy in their households, actually. So graphical information tools are used for that, and the energy poverty gap is broader than what we think. Another aspect might be the indoor cooling, that it is quite important in the hot weather countries, and that would be a good idea to work on as well. And some other use cases are using the data solutions to come up with the come up with policies, come up with the gaps, and empower infrastructure for utilizing the affordable and clean energy. Next one, please. For decent work and economic growth, the analysis of the economic growth through AI would help people to promote job creation, entrepreneurship, innovation. So it was supposed to do this, but later than studies found that it is not doing that and doing probably opposite. So one of the other inspirations for you, if you are working on the decent work and economic growth, is that how we can use AI and ML technology to, instead of like blocking the job opportunities and job market to go to that initial goal that was invented into SDGs for job creation and promoting entrepreneurship. And some of the use cases is, for example, with financial market forecasting for the predicting stock trends and all of that, or some people in developing countries who do not have access to the online banking can use these online apps and the use of the technology in financial systems to equip themselves and have like bank accounts and some stuff like that. Next one, please. So for the industry, innovation, and infrastructure, I really advise you guys to first, have a quiet understanding look on the essence of these SDG, and then come up with a problem solution and define it for yourself. It's about the fundamentals that include common human needs and the essential needs which are provided in a society. So we can have them like, for example, the top countries would be Germany, Ireland, Germany, Republic of Korea, Switzerland, and Japan. So these are the 5 biggest countries, and you can go seek which methodologies they have used to foster the SDG 9 in their communities. Also, data-driven have introduced some, actually researchers and scientists have developed some framework to actually calculate the score of your society, how good that is, or to which extent they are developing in SDG 9. Or we can, for example, have some kind of researches or focuses on the traffic control or improve public transportation in this area as well. So next slide, please. Okay, SDG 11 is sustainable cities and communities, and this SDG is quite tied with an ideal urban policy database. So scientists have completed like many databases about how an ideal community and society would be. Current gaps are, for example, collecting data can be quite difficult for geographically remote regions which do not have strong infrastructures, and also one solution can be like using the satellite remote sensing for tracking this kind of information. For example, the amount of the land spaces or parks and forests in each society and country or city. European Commission joint research have introduced some kind of system like named GHSL, Global Human Settlements, which actually have the data from 1975 to 2015, and it show you built up areas, population distribution, settlement typologies, and things like that. So yeah, that's one of the use cases in SDG 11 as well. Next one, please. For the SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, I know you guys might think that these SDGs are not the, headers. So, yeah. Yes, okay. And I thought I understood. And yeah, this SDG is quite tied to the economic growth. So you guys can foster in that as well. Next slide, please. So we also talked about the climate action a bit as well. So for example, you need to monitor the dynamic numeral weather prediction models for the disasters, climate disasters, and stuff like that. And next one, please, because I'm going to wrap up so soon, and I'm going to get the slides sooner. And life below water as well, because it is important to decrease the pollutions for the waters and sea to have a better climate action SDG as well. Next one, please. You guys can take shots if you are using them. And the life on land is another one, and it's concerns with the fossil fuels which are being used for the industrialization and all that stuff, and we need to replace it with the clean energy. Next one, please. Next one, please, because this is like very complicated. Okay, so as we talked about, challenges include infrastructure, cyber attacks, lack of the accessibility, transparency, data absence, data gaps, inequality that we have in the remote regions and the developed countries. And there are also many other research gaps in SDGs. We need to face them. High energy consumption of the software and the technologies we are using. Next one, please. So we also talked about the gaps and that you guys need to foster them in your projects. And next one, please. And yes, data-driven approaches, you can use them in your project. You should address data biases in your projects. And because AI is good, ML is like training, it doesn't mean that it is always good. You should democratize of tech. You should apply in multidisciplinary efforts. So one advice that I have for you guys is that if you are working in some kind of initiative, try to implement as much as SDGs as possible and take it to a multidisciplinary, which intercontinent with so many SDGs, like not only one or two, but as many, the more the better, and the more interdisciplinary, the better. And also to ensure the security of your platform as well. Next one, please. And yes, we have talked about this, I believe. Yeah, while I was talking. So next one, please, because there are important tips I want to talk about. Yes, so some of the tips to wrap up my today's talk is that understand the SDGs very good and try to dig in the initiatives and the policies. If you search on the internet, you would be filled with loads of research published on the internet, so please make sure to use them. Also clarify the definition of your problem and solution, because the clear the better. Okay, and also conduct market research and see who is your target audience. Define your achievements. Although it is a very quiet short time, try to come up with some achievements and at least include one slide for your achievements as well. Engage some stakeholders and design a solution based on the user. Not based on what you see, but based on what your user wants from you. Leverage data and technology, just as we mentioned, from the application, website, and everything possible, AI, and machine learning, and everything. Ensure scalability and sustainability, and also seek collaborators. And one advice I have for you is to get help from a tech co-founder, someone who can help you to apply the tech methodologies in your project. It is and remember that if you are not a programmer, if you are not quite familiar with the technical aspects, you can always go and learn only about the fundamentals. Because if you shape that basic fundamentals in your own mindset, you would be able to come up with some projects. And with the help of a co-founder or a tech expert, you would be able to scale your idea and see how that's good would be to actually implement it. And also measure your impacts and define key performance indicators or KPIs for your project to actually evaluate the impacts of your solution. Thank you so much. Next slide, please. Sorry that I have to shift through the slides a little bit fast, but I hope you guys have took screenshots and have enjoyed this session.
All right, thank you very much, Nooshin. So what a great presentation, because you give us a clear explanation about each of the SDGs that might be a good discussion for each of us here. All right, so guys, to make it short, so please now, if you guys have questions, just raise your hand now, and yeah, let's discuss more about our topics in maximizing technology in SDGs. So we have two speakers today. We have Rafie and also Nooshin. So kindly raise your hand directly if you guys have questions. Right. So we have, okay, the name is Vivo, Vivo Wise 66. Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Hi too.
Right.
Yeah, I want to ask question. For the slides, would it be given to us before it ends?
All right. So for the materials and presentations from both of our speakers, we will send it to your email because we have weekly email to all of you guys here. Don't worry. And you guys can reach our both speakers to discuss more about this topic. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Right. You're welcome. Okay, thank you, Vivo. And we move to Rizal Fitra Fabrian. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Miss Yuni, for letting me to asking the question. Okay. So I'm Arizal from Indonesia, and I want to asking about the two question actually. Okay. For the first question, maybe it's about the application. So when we creating the social project, what did you using the app when when doing the social project, because I'm very curious when the social project link it with the technology. So I think I just want to know, can you share it, the application or maybe the software you're using, so maybe we can have some of maybe what is it, yeah, so have some like overview about the app. So secondly, for the outcome, so I want to asking about the outcome or possibility after we creating this social project. As we know, the social project have a good solution from the problem into the solution. So I just want to know that what is the outcome? Did the outcome will be have another further opportunity, or maybe just presentation? Thank you.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you very much, Arizal. What a great question as well. So the first one is what is the application that you guys, Nooshin and also Rafie, you use but for making the social project as well. So for the second one is about what is the outcome that you've experienced on social project itself. So I'll go to Rafie first.
Okay, thank you for asking that question. So I think when the technology uses for the social project, I think there's a lot of opportunities that you can build that that eventually it will becoming a greatest outcome. For example, like you have an AI, you can use AI in order to make, for example, the applications, or you can make it make it the AI to to provide something, for example, medias for people whose disabilities or applications. And I think when you use, for example, AI or technology based on the on the internet itself, you can use the you can try to a lot of things with technologies, because there's a lot of AI, metaverse, and for example, blockchain. For example, you can use a metaverse to show about your social projects in a digitalizations. For example, in real life, you can use the technology for to being a bridge into the into the project that you want to expose. So I think when you try to what's the outcome that you use AI for the social project, I think there's a lot of outcome. For example, you can use the AI, you can use the technology, make applications. You can make for example, the educations applications or website, or everything in terms of the digitalizations. By you providing these stuffs, you can make the outcomes to help people, for example, with disabilities, for example, with the people who wants to learn regarding the topic that you want to share, for example, in technology or in SDGs or etc. So yeah, the outcomes will be coming. I think the outcome will be great if you can combine the technology and your own knowledge. Yeah, so I think that's my explanation.
Right, thank you very much. So before you have to decide about the social project, you have to know also what application and also what the outcome you address for your social project. Now we are moving to Nooshin. So what's the answer for that question?
Yeah. Actually, my own social project was not very like tech driven at the first glance, but as the time passes by and I improved it, I try to imply as much as possible of tech into it. For example, after it was about something to make collaboration between people to raise the voices of the people in developing countries and emerging countries. So toward like collaborating with each other, and these people could collaborate with each other with their shared interests. So for example, you can develop an algorithm to connect these people with shared interests together, and you can pretty much find an open source algorithm like this on GitHub or anywhere you just search for it. So implying such simple steps into your social project is going to be good at first when you are starting, but if you are able to access some kind of open source data, for example, like we discussed about the satellite data of the geographical dimensions and all that, you can go further than that and base your entire project on that database and start analyzing it and for example, prioritize the risks that are going to happen for that specific geographical, if you, for example, live in in a specific country or something like that. There are also, it really depends on the idea and the concept and the accessibility you have and to which extent you are going to use technology. But yeah, if you are, it's a personal matter, or you want to think about that more later, you could always like reach out to me on Instagram or anywhere, and I would like help you to tailor your idea and social project into the tech equipment you are having in your mind.
All right, thank you very much, Nooshin, for the awesome answer. And yeah, hopefully it answer your question, Rizal. And we'll move to the other question from Adiato. Hi, Adiato. Are you there?
Hello.
Okay, all right.
Okay, sorry. First of all, thank you, Nooshin and Rafie, for such an amazing insights for the program. I have two questions. First question is for both Nooshin and Rafie. The question is, what are the challenges that you face during when you implement the project? That is the first question. And the second one is for Rafie, since I know that you got the best presenter award last year. So I want to ask, what are the qualities that you think that you have that you think you deserve the award? Yep.
Wow. Right. So that's a good question. So yeah, it's kind of tips and also tricks for each of you guys here, because in a minute you will also conduct the interview session to prepare yourself as our candidate for fully vetted. All right. So Nooshin, also Rafie, please give us your insights about those questions.
Sorry, what was the first question?
The first question is about the challenges that you face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think the challenges that I face during making the future project is because the collaboration couldn't be into it with so I thought that was really hard because I didn't have any friends whose skills in, for example, technology or in making something bigger. So I think it's really, so the face changes that I've had faced was there was no there was no collaboration. For example, like maybe some of people were doing the project for like two or just few people, but some of them were not in the part of important person to make the social project. So I think faced it I faced these challenges by giving the ideas, giving the outcomes, what if we make this, what the outcomes we will come up with us, and what the benefit we will get. Because I think some of people will not do for example, the project if they don't know what the purpose of the project itself. So maybe we have to make it clear, we have to make it understand to the people who's can help us in order to make the social project to become the greatest and to become the greatest outcome of the social project. So I think just share the visions and just explain what the outcomes, what the benefits, what can we address these issues in society. So I think that's my explanation.
All right, thank you very much for the answer, Rafie. And now please, Nooshin.
Yeah, sure. For the first question, that's actually a very good question because I struggled a lot and I am really struggling to convey my idea as best as possible. Some of the advices that I can offer you is that, for example, I myself participated in some kind of acceleration program that some mentors helped us to optimize our projects. Some of the key elements, for example, your target audience, for example, your value proposition, the clarity of your problem and solution, the impacts and the achievements your project has made. Take into consideration all of these key components and try to optimize them as much as possible. Remember, there is just a very short duration of time, and during this short duration, you need to have a good impact on the judges, and this is not a very easy task. You need to make things as short and clear and optimize as much as possible, and also try to I believe from your voice I can say you're a very bright girl and probably put your efforts so much into things you are doing. So I recommend you to use storytelling. If you are using the storytelling techniques and connect your concepts and slides together, you would make it very good. For example, try to surprise them from the very slide, or try to go like this and then surprise them like this at the middle to gain them attention once again. So this is a very short duration of time. So practice as much as possible your pitch before going there. Just coming up with the slides is not enough. Remember, you need to record yourself. You need to keep repeating your verses with yourself and your members if you are going to do a collaborative thing. And for the qualities, you actually need to, for the qualities to become some kind of best presenter or anything. For example, I myself, like for my case, was the best leader and also the best speaker. And you need to ask about I'm already sure that you are completely aware about the criteria. So make sure that you are meeting those criteria quite the best. And one important advice is that to show up in all the prioritizations, be active, engage as much as possible, and try to collaborate with your team and has a very good team effect among all the other teams. That would really help. That's it.
Right. Yeah, that's the secret of being the best alumni of Istanbul Youth Summit. So right. Thank you very much for the answer, Nooshin, and also Rafie. So we are going to the last question, guys, because we just have limit time. So we are going to Mulyani for the last question.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, you are audible.
I'm Mulyan. I'm from Malaysia. So my question is that how do you decide on which, since everyone have their own individual ideas and projects that we wrote in our essay in the applications, But then how do you implement the projects as overall in the group when you are in the group? How do you implement that? Is it you choose one ideas, one project from one person, or you mix everything together?
All right, thank you, Milian, for the questions. And now I will go to Nooshin first.
Okay. In our case, I believe that's a really matter of the preferences of the members. Try to build a quiet, friendly environment at the first step, because that's the most important thing. Do not try to compete against each other and all that stuff, because the friendship is the key at the first step. And after that, you guys are like easy toward each other, and so all the things sounds like that. You can go ahead and discuss about the initiatives. We did this methodology, and probably that would help for you, and would be helpful for you and work for you as well. We first tried to come up with our ideas and made a quiet short presentation, had a session together among the members, and after that started voting for the project. And the project that had the most votes was actually was chosen for our work and implementing. And for the question that how you are implementing the works, and how you probably share the work together, because that would be like tough and stuff. And I really know that, be aware that if you are going to be the leader, or anyone else going to be the leader, that person quite obviously gonna have the most parts, because sometimes other members gonna lack in time. Probably they would be busy, some emergency would happen to them. So leader must take into consideration all of these incidents. And for sharing, you need to, for example, if you are good with the design, you can collaborate on the design of the slides, or for example, come up with a logo of your project. If someone else is good with their English, and English writing is good, they can help editing the content together. And for example, one other factor is that one person can have this responsibility to gather data. They can go through the similar initiatives and projects of the same SDGs on the internet, and for example, gather the key components and see their strong points and value proposition, and try to find the gaps, and implement those lacks as your strong points in your own project. So you need to share work like that, and that works like this. It's not quite easy, I know, but you guys need to just come up with your own framework, and it is very important to collaborate. So try to collaborate as much as possible. That's it.
Right, thank you. Now we are directly to go to Rafie.
Sorry, what was the question? Because I was not clearing. I couldn't hear you clearly. The connection was really bad.
Okay, so the question is about how you can manage to collaborate. I mean, that's how the collaboration works among your group members.
I think, how do I manage to collaborate with for example, my members, and how do I implement the outcomes? I think that's the question, right? So I think how do I manage to collaborate to my fellow members, for example, my fellow workers. So I think you have to believe what your purpose. You have to believe what's the point of your intentions, in, for example, making something big. So you don't have to be worried. You don't have to listen what other people say to you. You just focus on yourself. You just have to put your vision into your mind by starting from like little things, that can help the society. For example, you want to make a social project with your fellow members, so you should be able to lead yourself before you lead your members. So that's the thing, that you have to be well communicated. Instead of you know, it's you cannot be someone else to lead yourself. So I think to manage your collaboration, all you have to do, you just need to, explain your vision to your team, explain the outcomes to your members, explain everything, the step by step. You need to be able to lead your team. You need to be able to speak it clearly without a communication. You need to be able to understand what you're gonna do step by step, without making any doubt. So that's the most important that you have to do in order to make that purpose successful. So yeah, just believe in yourself, believe in your team, lead it well, and yeah. So I think the greatest will come to you. So that's for me. And how do I implement it? Is just try to do a little things. Once you got it, once you got the right time, you will get the big outcome. So yeah, so that's for me.
All right, thank you very much, Rafie and also Nooshin. So you guys here, you have to remember that you will be in a group with all people around the world. So the collaboration, the great communication is the key for you to contribute more to our community. So yeah, just maximizing to use technology as our speakers say to us, because our technology is also beneficial for us to help to discuss and also to decide something and to find the issue, also the ideas what you will contribute to our community in global. Right, thank you very much, Nooshin and also Rafie and all of you guys here, because this is the most insightful materials that I've got during the pre-orientation, because yeah, talking about technology is always awesome, and each of us here obviously have our own way to contribute to our nature, our community as well. Okay, so I please you guys to open your camera and let's make it to take a photo with our awesome speakers. I please you to open your camera now to memorize our beautiful moment today. If you guys ready, please let us know and give us your best smile. Okay, in 3, please give us your best smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, give us your freestyle. Also your best smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, guys. So today is the pre-orientation for IYS candidate, and also in a minute we will also conduct the interview session. So congratulate for all of you who received the invitation for fully funded, and hopefully you can compare our interview session. And yeah, I'll see you in Istanbul next year, inshallah. And thank you very much, Nooshin, and also Rafie, for having us your precious time to share your ideas and also your insights to all of us here. I'll see you in other session for pre-orientation of Istanbul. Bye.
Take a moment and listen to your calling. It lies deep inside of you.